Kansas's very own president. Here he is at the border.
No wonder they come. I mean, you look at what this governor, Newscomb from California, isn't that his name, Newscomb? What he's done to California is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. What he's done to California is unbelievable. Yeah, he's pretty good for California. They like him. Newscomb. What the fuck? I mean, where do we live? Where do we live? Oh, and look, you know what really irritated me? Here, let's watch this.
No
again.
wonder they come. I mean, you look at what this governor, Newscomb from California, isn't that his name, Newscomb? What he's done to
His name is Newscomb. Look at that fucking asshole behind him. He's got to bite the corners of his cheeks and look down. Ha ha. Isn't that funny? Newscomb. What a clever man. What a leader he is. Now, if a child behaved like that, you would put him in the corner, right? You would discipline the child. Now, if the child was running for, let's say, student government, and then they had the student debates or something, you know, they got up and they did their little spiel, the students, like, vote for me, more hot lunch, or I'll put cupcakes on the hot lunch or something, whatever. But, and that one of them went up there and they said,
no wonder they come. I mean, you look at what this governor, Newscomb.
And they called their, you know, yeah, look at Newscomb over here. Of course, he'd get a big laugh from the 9-year-olds. But the adults would put the kid in detention. They would say, you know, no, you're not qualified for student government. I'm sorry. Newscomb. Exactly, Ed, on the chat. We're the world's 4th largest economy in California. Oh, Newscomb. Look at that, Newscomb. I mean, where the fuck do we live? What an embarrassment to this country. What a disgrace to every country. I mean, to every person that ever, I mean, it's a disgrace in front of every country, but what a disgrace to everyone who ever died for this country. It makes me sick when I think about it. How much he just disgraces the sacrifice of every person that ever wore the uniform and gave their life. Anyone who ever just gave their life for this country. So that piece of dirt can what? Can steal because he can't face Putin. He can't. How is he ever going to face Kim Jong-un if he can't corrupt the democracy? How could he ever get a tacky dirtbag roach motel in Moscow if he can't corrupt the democracy here in America? If he can't steal the election to escape his life of crime. That's why he's doing this. And you got to tell me, you know, and I got to hear all day on the corporate media how up in the polls, down in the polls, right? They're always giving us the stats, not the stakes of the election. What are the stakes? Right? I don't care about the stats. What are the stakes? For putting a con man who is in the midst of a coup back in the White House, despite receiving fewer votes. They keep telling us how now the number one issue is immigration, right? Now 50% of Americans are like, immigration's the primary issue. So, okay, that's why, of course, I think it's a good idea for Biden to go to the border and start ripping off the veneer of this con job of a party. They don't give a shit about immigration. They just want to, they want to make immigration, they want to make it chaotic. They want to tickle the racist funny bones, and they want to make it worse so they could use it as an election issue. And then they could look tough by allowing, sitting there while a woman and 2 children drown. They can talk about how I wish I could shoot them, or I will be charged with murder, because it is murder, but oh well. Not if you're a Jesus-loving Republican. If you're shooting the desperate and vulnerable, you're doing exactly what Jesus would want you to do. So, oh my God, they keep saying that, now it's immigration is the number 1 issue, but that's because they keep hyping it up. You understand? I'm glad that the Democrats are trying to nullify the con of this immigration issue that the Republicans like to politicize. And something, yes, has to be done about it. But, people have to understand that the Democrats are the only party that is actually has anything, has any proposals to handle it, and the Republicans are standing in the way. So, okay. The other thing is the fact is the corporate the media in general sets the agenda. So now they're like, the public, the number 1 issue is immigration, but that's because they keep talking about it. Now, because of the media sets the agendas, just like they set the agenda that, everyone is, Trump and Biden are neck and neck. Because they keep saying it. You have one half of the country watching Fox News, and a channel that has to pay $2 billion for lying to them, and it's offshoots that are even worse. And then you have the other half of the country watching the so-called it is the corporate media on all sides, but the liberal media telling them that the polls are neck and neck constantly. It's a feedback loop. So whatever you focus on, whatever they focus on, is going to become the primary agenda. If they focused on, the fact that Reaganomics turned the country from the most to the least upwardly mobile, we, might not have had to wait over 40 years for trickle down to become a laugh line. The laugh line it is. Oh my God. So, yeah, and for example, this is how useless this con man is. I mean, they have nothing. They have nothing but the mirror. They put the mirror up. Hey, and the amplifier. Let me amplify your racism. Let me amplify all your fears, your stupidity. I'm going to amplify it. I'm going to sell it right back to you. And we're gonna put it on overdrive. We're gonna put that volume up to 10. We're gonna, we're just gonna allow this horrible the wing of the right wing of the Republican Party that are literal Nazis. Let's get them. They're driving the train now. It's the truth. I have video. We have video. I'm going to play it for you of the Nazi. They literally have Nazis at CPAC. Here we go. Well, while I'm talking about it, here they are, giving the Nazi salute. Here they are. This was something that the right wingers were like, oh, it's fake news that the fake news is reporting that there were Nazis at CPAC. But here they are. You see the lederhosen? They're wearing lederhosen. This is a Nazi crowd here. And one of the guys, I guess, thought it was funny. Hey, give us a salute. Isn't that hilarious? Triggering the libs again. You go, guys. Absolutely. But here.
The immigration issue is extremely simple. Seal the border, deport all the illegals.
Who the hell can win when you have 16 million people pouring into our country from places unknown? They have diseases nobody's ever even heard about. I'm sorry. I feel badly for the people, but we don't want to have this contagion in our country.
Our leaders are determined to repeat every mistake that led to the collapse of empires before us. Here are just a few of the common themes
right
from
out
history.
of a Nazi
mass
fever
immigration
dream.
and infiltration by foreigners
What's
who don't
up with
share
this,
our values and culture or
dopey
even our
fucking
language.
sleepy dude? So this is how stupid they are. But play me some more polls about Biden. That they just don't. 50-50.
IVF in every state in America. You saw what happened. It's become sort of a big story.
He doesn't even know what IVF is. That's the truth. He doesn't understand. And because of he says IVF, because now they're afraid, just like the pre-existing conditions protections, and they all had to come out with ads. We will always protect your pre-existing conditions, because there's backlash. Because they don't want you to have a baby, I guess, or to choose to have a baby. They don't want you to choose to not have a baby. That's the way it is. They want to control every aspect of your life and wrap it in the veneer of babies. We just love babies. So somebody said something about IVF, and this idiot who knows nothing about, he doesn't know how to spell IVF, I heard.
Put out a statement, and
he starts talking about truth, his tacky, knockoff social media.
Politicians are calling me. Thank you for that statement. I put it out on a thing called Truth Social. It's the hottest platform. It's also where I speak. It's hot, and it's truth. Everyone said, you'll never get the name Truth. I said, let's try it. Sir, don't bother. You're not gonna. They wanted something with 5 letters, like tweet. I don't know. Is it a tweet anymore? I don't think so.
Life?
It's X. So what do you do? Say you're going to tweet? I don't know. They changed the name. I was sort of happy about that. But think of it. They said they had all these different names, these crazy names that nobody understood, and like Zion,
like nobody ever seen. Like nobody's ever seen. It's unbelievable. Yeah, he's a dumbass. But we only hear how voters are concerned. They think Biden is too old. Well, I think Biden knows about IVF. He knows what it is, right? He knows, like, when he's asked about it, he's not like, like nobody's ever seen IVF. We did a great job there. It's getting noticed more and more, like nobody's ever seen nowadays. And no one ever knew it could happen either. But we did that. We could thank ourselves for it. Oh, thank me. And thank me. Hold on a second. It's unbelievable. Oh, and he also, here's another thing the dumbass said.
Right now, in a number of states, the laws allow a baby to be born from his or her mother's womb in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
Imagine if Joe Biden said something like that. Imagine.
Right now, in a number of states, the laws allow a baby to be born from his or her mother's womb in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
Isn't it wrong? It was wrong for your mother. I wish something had changed for your mother.